You said that being adopted meant you didn't have control.
We're starting in a minute, so...
Why do people think I fired you?
It's fine, John. It's all behind us.
Is it? Don't play stupid. You can't pull it off.
You came here to ask me why people think you fired me.
Why do people think I fired you?
Just confirm something for me, okay? You liked the ad, right? The commercial, 1984, you liked it.
When are you going to get furniture?
It's not an easy process.
It is. You buy a couch, take it from there.
I'd be really surprised if you came here to talk about interior decorating.
I like the ad very much.
You did?
You know I did. Now please
You're
answer
lying
my
son
question.
of a bitch. You tried to kill it.
It's time to take a hard look at the Mac.
It's past time. It's overpriced. We need to drop it to $19.95. We need to double the marketing budget, put more bodies in an internal hard drive, and invest in file server.
Where the hell did you get the idea that I tried
Lee
to
Clow.
kill? Lee's wrong.
He's lying.
He's mistaken. Where would the money come from?
It would come from finally getting rid of the Apple II.
The Apple II is the only thing making money.
You agreed with the board.
I understood the board's concerns, but I
The
certainly
board's
did not try
concerns
to...
that we didn't show the product?
Among other things. But my question
What
was...
other things? Honestly, I'm just asking because I'm curious. You said among other things.
Among other things, it was set in a dystopian galaxy. It took place on a planet where we don't live. It was dark and the opposite of our brand. And we didn't show the product. People talked about the ad, but most of them didn't know what we were selling.
The Mac needs to sell for $19.95.
There is no market research telling us that the Mac is failing because it's overpriced. It's telling us that people don't like it because they think it doesn't do anything. It's closed end to end. We didn't know it wasn't what people wanted, but it isn't. They want slots, they want choices, they want options. The way we buy stereos, mix and match components.
John, listen to me. Whoever said the customer is always right was, I promise you, a customer.
It had skinheads
She
in it,
was
but that-
liberating them.
Liberating the skinheads.
The ad didn't have anything to do with fucking skinheads. We used them as fucking extras. Nobody even knows they were skinheads.
I'm just saying the board had concern.
You invented lifestyle advertising. And our brand was my brand.
My job is to make a recommendation to the board.
We showed a lot of happy people drinking Pepsi. We didn't say the world was going to end if you bought a Dr. Pepper.
Recommend that we drop the price and double the marketing budget.
I can't.
And we showed the product. We showed it being opened. We showed it being poured, being consumed.
Well, what are you gonna do? Recommend that we kill the Mac?
I already have, Steve.
What? When? You think the secret to your success was not assuming people knew what to do with a can of soda?
I didn't kill the ad, Steve. I'm the only reason it made it on the air.
Just now, an hour ago, I'm coming from Markowitz house.
What did he say? What did he say?
Invent something new. I'll give you a team. You can sit in Maui. The resorts come with couches.
Wait a minute, are you saying you recommended terminating the Mac? Or you recommended taking me off the Mac team?
We bought 3 spots in the Super Bowl, 2 30s and a 60. And after we screened it, the board wanted that money back, and they asked me to sell off the spots. Chiat Day sold off the 2 30s, but not the 60, and I let it be known to Lee Clow that if he didn't try very hard to sell the last spot, I wouldn't be unhappy.
If we drop the price
You
and
can
double the
drop the
budget...
price or double the budget. I mean, it's just, the only way to do that is take money out of the Apple II.
The Apple II should embarrass you. It embarrasses me if you had any
It doesn't
pride at
embarrass
all.
the shareholders,
I don't give a
Steve.
shit about the
The
shareholders. That's why I hired you, so I don't ever have to hear about
Shareholders are my problem, and the board represents the shareholders. That's how it works.
You sure it wasn't Lee Clow who dragged his feet selling the 60?
At my direction. Steve, you think he would have done that on his own, taken it on himself?
Yeah, I think he would have done what it took to save it from you.
I was the only thing protecting it.
You didn't want the ad because you were trying to kill the Mac 2 months before it launched.
I'm fucking delusional.
Can I mention something to you?
Sure.
I have no earthly idea why you're here.
The story of why and how you left Apple, which is quickly becoming mythologized, isn't true.
I'm gonna take this to the board myself.
Don't do that.
I am doing that.
You can't.
Why?
They believe you're no longer necessary to this company.
I get hate mail, death threats. I get death threats. My kids are getting taunted. Why do people think I fired you?
Joanna's gonna call my name in a second. Steve? That was unrehearsed. Yeah, I'll be there in just a second.
I gave you your day in court.
You gave me?
I gave the board a clear choice. I said, do you want to invest in the Apple II or the Mac? And they chose the Apple II.
The same people who wanted to dump
And
the
then I got on
Super
a
Bowl
plane
spot.
to China.
Mr. Scully, there's a coffee on line 1.
Or I almost got on a plane because I got a call in the lounge.
Who made that call?
Doesn't matter.
It matters to me. Who made the call?
John Scully.
John, if you get on that plane, you'll have lost your job by the time it lands. Steve's been calling the board. He wants you out.
I left my bags on the plane. My shit's still somewhere in Beijing. I took a car back to Cupertino in the middle of the fucking night.
I know what time it is. I need a quorum here in 1 hour, and I want Steve here too.
You took me off the Mac, and it was bad business. The quorum call was a homicide.
Right there. That's the part that's bullshit, my friend. It was a suicide. Because you knew your cards, and I showed you mine. I showed you mine, and you did it anyway. What did you think I was gonna do? I'm okay losing, but I'm not gonna forfeit.
I'm not okay losing.
We're losing market share, and the Mac is losing money. Our only hope is the Apple II, which is stagnating because of its soon-to-be obsolete DOS. Users are already rigging their machines to run with the CP/M operating system that's been built to run on Intel. I can't put it more simply than this. We need to put our resources into updating the Apple II.
By taking resources from the Mac.
It's failing. That's a fact.
It's overpriced.
There's no evidence that it's...
I'm the evidence. I'm the world's leading expert in the Mac, John. What's your resume?
You're issuing contradictory instructions, you're insubordinate, you make people miserable, our top engineers are fleeing to Sun, Dell, HP, Wall Street doesn't know who's driving the bus, we've lost hundreds of millions in value, and I'm the CEO of Apple, Steve. That's my resume.
But before that, you sold carbonated sugar water, right? I sat in a fucking garage with Wozniak and invented the future because artists lead and hacks ask for a show of hands.
All right, well, this guy's out of control. I'm perfectly willing to hand in my resignation tonight, but if you want me to stay, you can't have Steve. Settle him out. He can keep a share of stock so he gets our newsletter. He'll have to sever his connection to Apple. I'm dead serious. I want the secretary to call for a vote.
I fucking dare you.
You have done an outstanding job over the years of cultivating the press, and by that I mean manipulating them, because none of them, and none of their editors, none of their editors' publishers to this day know that you forced it, that you forced the board, even after I told you exactly what they do, which is exactly what they did, unanimously.
I don't have any trouble remembering that, John, because of it being the worst night of my life. And I forced the vote because I believed I was right. I still believe I'm right, and I'm right. No, I bled that night, and I don't bleed. But time's done its thing, and I really haven't thought about it in a while. I absolutely understand why you're upset, and I want people to know the truth too.
It's time.
Got it.
You're gonna end me, aren't you?
You're being ridiculous. I'm gonna sit center court and watch you do it yourself. Then I'm gonna order a nice meal with a 55 Margot and sign some autographs.
Jesus Christ.
You want some advice, Pepsi generation? Don't send Woz out to slap me around the press. Anybody else, you, Markla, Arthur Rock, anyone but Rain Man. Don't manipulate him like that. Whatever you may think, I'm always gonna protect him.
Come on, Steve.
That's what men do. You can't start late.